Thank you for being here with us today, Mobed Kamran Jamshidi. As a continuation from our previous segment, the question was, is Zoroastrianism different from other religions, and how so?
Okay, my dear, I will try to say my point of view. It's not my point of view. It's very scientific comparison between two beliefs, which is very common. And what I say, it is based on facts. Okay, it's not any judgment about good or bad, which is not the case. All right, and maybe just to trying not to uh, repeat some words. So I will say it briefly. As if I say ABS, it means Abrahamic Belief Systems. Just that you know. Okay. In ABS, Abrahamic Belief Systems, the truth or God is high over and separate from the rest of the creation, which this entity sends commandments and forbids this and that. But in Mazdayasna and in Iranian culture, uh, the truth or God or religion for that matter is the realization of yourself, self-realization, which exists in the core of the human's life. It happens during the experiment of life, which is a very natural process. So it's very different between this 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 worldview and that worldview, in my opinion. The second, I could say that ABS are based on the concept of a God which is powerful and shall be feared. In Mazdayasna, God or Mazda is the highest wisdom. It is intelligence, it is consciousness, and is the root or essence of the life. Mazda attracts to itself by the faculty of mehr or attraction. It's a higher dimension of love, we could say that. So it is the relation between human being and God is based on love. It's based on mehr attraction, not a commander and obeyer or something like that. So, if I want to say it briefly, it's fear versus love, perhaps. Then the presumption of accepting a Abrahamic belief system is to have faith. Faith, in this sense, means to believe in the unknown, unseen. In Mazdayasna, you either perceive the truth or at least you choose based on your best knowledge the belief system you want to adhere to. So I want to emphasize here on the word of faith. If we say faith, it doesn't mean that we believe is something that just we don't know what. At least we try to understand it intellectually, but better than that, if we go beyond the intellect, then we can touch that intelligence too somehow. The Abrahamic God, which has different names between different religions, this God and humans are, as I told you, separate and cut from each other, and therefore they always need some mediators in between. In Mazdayasna, God and humans are directly connected, even if you are unaware of that. The only mediator is, as I told you, is this attraction force. We call it mer. Mer or mith or mitra means mitra is michta. Michta is mix, is to blend, is to connect. So this is what connects us to our God. At the root level of ABS systems, the power to rule belongs to those who do bloody offers or sacrifice. I mean, to do bloody sacrifice. Bloody sacrifice somehow is inside this kind of worldview. For example, when the God Yahweh says, "You may kill at my command, then I give you the right to rule the world." The origin of the AB system is Abraham, who gets commandments from Yahweh to sacrifice his son for him. And Abraham is actually ready to kill his son because he just obey this commandment. And here the love, the father-son love, doesn't mean anything. Of course, Yahweh descends a sheep or a ewe to sacrifice, to be sacrificed instead of the son, but the killing is a fact. On the contrary, according to the Iranian mythology, as a base for its ancient culture, we have, for example, the story of Sam and Zal in Shahnameh. We know that when Zal was born, he had a very bright skin and white hair, which is in itself has a message anyway. When people saw this white colored boy with white hair, which was abnormal, unusual for that time, they pushed the father to somehow get rid of the son. But how could Sam do that? How could he kill his own son, his beloved child? So instead he gives the child to the sea morgue and to keep him and raise him. And here Seymour is a symbol of the Iranian goddess and the rest of the story. So here I can make it brief as taking life versus saving life. In Mazdayasin culture, there is no sign of so-called religious war in order to disseminate the religion. When there is mehr in between, you could just motivate and inspire by affection. You may not even kill the killer of the world. Here I refer to the story of Feridun and Kaveh against Zahak, Azi or Aji Dahak, the giver of the death. When he gets captured by Feridun and Kaveh and be prisoned in the Damavand mountain, so he is not killed, even he has killed for 1,000 years. So it is not about the killing. Okay, another thing is that in ABS systems, again, human beings, or the first humans, are being created out of soil or earth. Then this particular creation gets the inclusive power, the rule to rule over other creations, and not living, as we say, in harmony, in coexistence with them. In Iranian mythology, humans are being shaped by a singing god. The sing, song, which in Farsi we have Asman, it's the same word anyway. So it's a little difference between, even in Iranian mythology, when we talk about the first humans, they are called Mash and Mashiana, they very naturally grows out of plants and transforms to the human being's form. So somehow maybe it comes from the earth, but these things very naturally somehow are connected to the rest of the creation. So it's a little difference here too. And what the consequences of this kind of source of creations are. We have this Bondahesh, which is the book of creation. The story tells us that from the primordial sound and song, the first vayo or Y or Vat or Bad or air or ether, they are the same word anyway. The rest of the things were created, or better saying, were generated. When we talk about Gambars, for example, the different stages of creation, we say that first came the air, and then the earth, or water, and then the earth, and then the plants, and then the animals, and then the human beings. So it is a process, but first began in Asman by songs. It means that the whole Giti, Gaeta, or the living world, is being born not by God, but out of God, and all have an essence of pure melody and song. This is our history, our mythology. Their connection is based on mehr and harmony, and not on ruling others. Even according to the Bondahesht, all the Ameshas Pentas, including Ahura Mazda, they pray together, which leads to the conception of the world. So it is the harmony and coexistence of all creation here we talk about. And maybe as a last one, I could say that in ABS, bless belongs only to God. Human beings may only experience this bliss in heaven if they get there. In Mazdayasna, bliss can be achieved here in this life, which in itself is a basis and the engine of the development and progress. To celebrate the life is the basis in Mazdayasna. So, heaven on earth, and now, not at the end and another world. So these are they are actually much more to say, but let me stop here and to summarize all I said above in just one short sentence. It could be like this: pro-life versus anti-life.
Thank you, Mobed Kamran Jamshidi, for your insights and explanation about the differences between the religions. I hope we'll have another time in the future in which we can have further discussions about these topics.
Thank you, dear. I hope and I look forward to it.